We all know our friends at Ubisoft are all about the big franchises, the Assassin's Creeds, the Rainbow Sixes, but they also dabble in the smaller stuff as well. And today we're looking at just such a game. This is Grow Home. It's developed by Ubisoft Reflections, the guys who made the Driver series. And it's kind of weird because this is nothing like Driver. This is basically a giant space plant growing...
Robotic Jack and the Beanstalk.
There you David! You should have just done that because that is the best way to describe this game.
That is exactly what this game is. Now, I think this is really interesting where this game started from. Honestly, it was an animation test that they really kind of liked, and then inside of a month, they just sort of plowed through the development and then put up online, and you can see some of those rough around the edges bits, despite the fact that it's actually really pretty.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful, and so basically you play as a guy called Bud, a botanical utility droid.
Isn't that clever?
Yes, Bud.
Isn't that precious?
And so basically he has to climb up this giant star plant and get ever going higher and higher. Now, the thing is that he has to find these branches and then ride them into sort of floating islands, which I have to admit is a little phallic.
Dude, I'm glad you said that. This is literally the most phallic video game I've ever seen in my life. The star plant itself is basically a giant...
What, Steve? What?
I mean, look at the tip of the thing. I'm not really getting the anatomy of it. It's a giant, you have to basically make your giant member grow as big as possible. I'm like, hey.
And not only that, you're riding the branches and trying aiming over it.
You're trying to penetrate the energy rocks with your... Anyway.
So, okay.
I don't even, I want to think it's not intentional, but come on.
It's totally
There are so many penises in this game. It's like Penis World. That could have been the name. Forget Grow Home, Penis World.
Okay, that out of the way. I think that your real enjoyment of this game comes down to how much you can stand the controls. So basically, first off, the way that Bud runs, it looks like little ragdoll physics. Like his legs are sort of faster than he is. And then...
I love that. He's kind of like stumbling. He runs like I do.
I found that annoying.
He can't quite get anywhere.
So then the other thing is that in terms of the climbing, it's a lot like QWOP.
It's not as bad as QWOP.
You have to use either the triggers or the bumpers to sort of climb left hand, right hand, keep going up. And so it's this rock climbing game. It's very easy to fall off, and that's the other thing about this game. Invariably, like there are sort of teleportation pads that you have to activate, and that's your last checkpoint. But the checkpoints are really far apart, so you're gonna fall off a ton of times.
I know, I fell a little bit in the early going, but I found once I got the handle on how Bud moves, he really does, he's all over the place, but his hands, you just gotta know that your hands will stick to anything. So as long as you're using the left and the right triggers or bumpers to grab stuff, you're okay. Like, so you grab the head of the space penis and ride it to the energy rock to make the bigger space penis grow higher. You know I'm a big fan of Minecraft, and this is not Minecraft-esque, but I will say it's kind of got that same sort of sense of relaxing whimsy and color and exploration to it.
Well, the world is really, really pretty. I loved finding little bits of caves and stuff like that. I do think it's a little samey. I think that it is a lush world, but it's a little empty.
It is, but it is what you make it. You grow your giant space penis plant higher and higher and get to these like new islands. There's like islands with waterfalls, there's islands with caves. Yeah. Every time you explore a new place, Mom, that's your, what does Mom stand for?
I can't remember what Mom stands for.
She's like your AI overlord or whatever. And what I love about Mom is like when you screw up, she says, oh, you're doing a good job, Bud. It's like when you fall to your death, you're doing a good job. And you get like swallowed up by like this Venus flytrap. Oh, Bud, you're doing a good job. It's like a real mom who encourages you when you're actually messing up all the time. I think I found this game a little more charming than you did, so I'm curious, what are you going to give Grow Home?
I definitely like some aspects, but 6.5 for me.
Oh, for me, it's a solid 8 out of 10.